Women education in India. Women have a much lower literacy rate than men. Far fewer girls are enrolled in the schools, and many of them drop out in the patri- patriarchal setting of the Indian family. Girls have never lower status and fewer privilege than boys. Conser- Conservatives' cultural attitude prevents some girls from the attending science school. Furthermore, educated high-class women are less likely than uneducated low-class women to enter the workforce. They opted to stay at home due to the traditional, cultural, and religious norm. The number of the women among the female population of India was between 2 to 6% from the British Raj onward to the formation of the Republic of India in 1947. Concerted effort led to improvement from the 15.3% in 1961 to 28.5% in 1981. By the 2001, literacy from the women had exceeded 50% of the overall female population. Though these statistics were still very low compared to the world standards and even male literacy within India. Recently, the Indian government has launched Shiksha Bharat mission for the female literacy. This mission aims to bring down female literacy by the half of its present level. Since 1947, the Indian government has tried to provide incentives for the girls' school attendance through the programs for the midday meals from free book, uniform, and this welfare trust raised primary enrollment between the 1951 to 1981, and in 1986 the national policy on the education decided to restructure education in tune with the social framework of each state with the larger national goals. It emphasizes that education was necessary for democracy and central to the improvement of the women education condition. The new policy aimed at social change through the revised tax curricula, increased funding for the schools, expansion in the number of schools, and policies improvements. Emphasis was placed on expanding girls' occupational centers and primary education, secondary and higher education, and rural and urban institutions. The report tried to connect problems like low school attendance with the poverty and the dependence on the girls for housework and sibling daycare. The National Literacy Mission also worked pro female tutor in villages. Although the minimum marriage age is now 18 for Indian girls, and many continue to be married much earlier. Therefore, at the secondary level, females dropout rates are high. Sita Anantha Raman also mentioned that while the education Indian women workforce maintains professionalism, the men outnumbered than in most fields and in some cases receive higher income for the same position. The education of the women in India plays a significant role in the improving the living standards in the country. A higher female literacy rate improves the quality of the life both at home and outside the home by encouraging the and promoting education of the children, especially female children, and in reducing the infant mortality rate. Several studies have shown that lower level of the women literacy rate result in a higher level of fertility and infant mortality, poorer nutrition, lower earning potential, and the lack of an ability to make decisions within a household. Women's lower education level is also shown to adversely affect the health and living condition of the children. A survey of that was conducted in India showed results which support the fact that the infant mortality rate was inversely related to female literacy rate and education level. The survey was suggested a correlation between this education and the economic growth. In India, there is a large disparity between the female literacy rate in different states. State of Kerala has the highest female literacy rate of 91.98%, while the Rajasthan has the lowest female literacy rate of 52.66. This is correlated to the health level of the states. Kerala has the average life expectancy at the birth of 74.9, while the Rajasthan has average life expectancy and birth is the 67.7 years. In India, higher education is defined as the education of an age group between the 18 to 24 and is largely funded by the government, despite the women making up 24 to percent of the higher education enrollment, there is still a gender imbalance within the higher education. Only one third of the science students and the 7% of engineering students are women. In comparison, however, our half the students studying education are women. Accreditation. In January 2010, the Government of India decided to withdraw deemed university status from as many as 44 institutions. The government claimed in its affidavit that the academy consideration were not being kept in mind by the management of these institutions and that they were being run as a family of fiefdom. In February 2009, the University Grant Commission found 39 fake institutions operating in India employed training. Only 10% of manufacturers in India offer the in-services training to their employees compared with the over 90% in China. Teacher career. In the Indian education system, a teacher's success is loosely defined. It is either based on a student's success or based on the years of teaching experience, both of which do not necessarily correlated to a teacher's skill set as a competency. The management of an institution could thereby by force to promote teacher based on the grade level they teach or their seniority, both of which are often not an indicator of a good teacher. This means that either a primary school teacher is promoted to a higher grade or a teacher is promoted to take up other roles within an institution such as the head of the department, coordinator, vice principal or principal. However, the skills and competencies that are required for each of them varied, and great teacher may not be a great manager. Such teachers do not see their own growth and success in their own hands. They often do not take up any professional development. Thus, there is a need to identify a framework to help a teacher chart a career path based on his/her own competency and help his/her understand his/her own development.